Hey guys, welcome back. So my name's Rose and today I want to be talking about giving ourselves grace. This is something that I'm working on for myself, so I just want to share how I am thinking about that process, how I'm learning about it. This is something I've always struggled with because I just think I can handle everything and that maybe I'd be hurt and that things will suck, but I know that I'm always going to get through it. Like I'll just have my little breakdown and keep it pushing. And I like to make myself wrong. I like to feel bad about myself. And it's easy to get stuck on past things, mistakes, or just things that like you can't let go of in your mind, you can't like forgive yourself for, or it's easy to get down on ourselves for where we are in life. So this is my process. I've come up with like 5 steps on how to think about it, how to process this for ourselves. These could be kind of journal prompts. So it could be something to journal about or just think about, and allow yourself to process it. So let's get into it. So step 1, the first step is just to recognize where you're being hard on yourself. Try to specify what are the specific things that your inner critic likes to talk shit about the most. Like what are you holding on to? Is it that you're not where you want to be in life, that you're not spending time on the things that you think you should be, that you aren't treating people the way that you think that you should, or that every little thing that you do you internalize and you like have a hard time letting go of, or if someone critiques you, you have a hard time letting go of things, or things get to you. So what are those specific things that are getting to you? What is that person talking shit about? What are the things that they're saying? So the first thing is just to recognize the internal dialogue. So a lot of these steps is really, I think a lot of it is like mindfulness, almost meditation. Like it's taking a step back from yourself and just recognizing the thoughts that are going on. So like recognizing, oh hey, there's a thought, that's a voice talking shit about myself passing through. So what are those? What are the things that they're saying about you? So that's step 1. Step 2 is to think about why you're holding on to it and whose like maybe whose voice it is, who's telling you those things. A lot of times I think this can come from our childhood, it can come from our parents. So maybe that inner critic has our parents' voice, telling, or people who told you that you're not good enough, or that they were hard on you, thinking that you're wrong. So think about why you're holding on to it. I think sometimes too that it can be comfortable. Like I think that's how it is for me. It gets cozy in there in my little pit of self-despair, because I know what to expect there, and at least it's secure, and why we can't let go of it. So step 3 is to realize, this is kind of gets into the harder part. So 1 and 2 are about recognition, where it's coming from, what are you saying to yourself. Step 3 is to start to be able to see it in other people and the people around us, that everybody's messing up all the time, that life is mother effing hard. It teaches you new ways to hurt every day. You think you're doing well, and then pop, life is hard, and we're human. It's truly, truly normal to make mistakes. And sometimes I like to think about it like celebrities, because the media has a short attention span. So a big scandal will happen and be like, oh my gosh, blah 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 did blah blah blah. Oh, but then we move on to the next thing the next couple days or weeks. So I try to do that with yourself, like have a short attention span with it. It's also my favorite YESSIE Reyez little moment. If you guys don't like her like I like her, I liked her from a long time ago. Anyway, first album, she said the best advice I ever got was just to let it go. So just try to breathe. This is where you realize that other people are messing up, that it's okay to let it go, that things are going to keep on happening, and if you carry it with you, you're going to be carrying a lot of stuff Like, it's gonna be hard to carry every single thing with you the whole time that you're living. You can't do that. Can't move on that way. So that's step 3, is just starting to be realistic that it's normal to mess up. It's normal to have regrets. It's normal to wish that you did something different or be a little hard on yourself for a minute. But step 4 is to where we're practicing it. So this is where you're recognizing things in the moment as you say them, and you're pausing. Almost like it depersonalizes it, or it's where you're able to take a step back from yourself and just recognize, oh, that's a spiral that I like doing right now. Like, that's a spiral that, that's my favorite spiral. But something will happen, and I like to go in this cycle of beating myself up over it, or I like to go on this cycle of beating myself up over it. But you can stop and like realize, oh, I'm doing that spiral again. Like, okay, like, she's valid, she's a little hurt, you know, and to love on her, breathe on the moment, breathe in for yourself, and like let it go. And so that's the hard part, is step 4, is practicing that and recognizing it for yourself in the moment when you're not giving yourself grace, and trying to breathe and give yourself a little love in those moments of hurt. And then also give yourself grace when you're not giving yourself grace. Like, when you don't stop and listen to yourself, when you don't make a good decision for yourself, or you don't do what you want to do. It's not about making it okay or absolving yourself of what you're doing, but not letting it make things worse. Like, recognizing it, giving it a breath, a little hug, a little love, and to take life one moment at a time and leave that moment there and start the next moment a little bit more fresh. And that's the hard part about practicing it, but it does take a lot. But just like anything, the more that you do it, the more your mind will get used to letting things go a little bit and being honest with yourself. And that's step 5 that I have, is that the more that you do this with yourself, is you're more able to give grace to other people, because you'll recognize, okay, I have these hurts, maybe from a long time ago. They affect me, and I go in these spirals. Sometimes it changes how I interact, it changes the work I'm able to do, and it sucks. I have to give myself a little grace for all of that. Breathe and like keep going, and you're able to see that more with other people. You'll see that step 5 is giving other people grace, because you're able to see it for yourself, in yourself, and then you'll see it more in other people, that they have somebody hurt them when they were a kid, you know, they have a parent who told them a bunch of things, and that's why they act the way that they're acting. And not everybody's fully healed. So the more that you're able to give yourself grace and take a breath, the more you're able to kind of not let other people get to you as easily, because you can recognize they're going through something as well, and to give them grace. So that's it. That's my 5 steps, is recognizing what you're saying to yourself, where it's coming from, realizing that life is hard. Shit is not easy. It is normal. You are not alone. You're 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 not the only one going through what you're going through. To practice it, to pause, give yourself a little hug in the moment, and take some breaths and keep it pushing. And then 5, giving other people grace as well. So tell me what you thought about these. Like it if you want. Thanks for watching, and come back next week.